Kaleb Johnson is an accomplished running back from Iowa who has established himself as one of college football's premier rushers. In 2024, he earned first-team All-Big Ten honors and was named Big Ten Running Back of the Year. Johnson possesses a well-rounded skill set that combines excellent balance, decisive running, and reliable power. His patient running style allows him to set up blocks effectively, while his sturdy frame and his low center of gravity helps him break tackles consistently. He is not the fastest back, but he does show good burst through holes and maintains his speed throughout games, something that is absolutely needed. So let's break this down and see what this player did this past season. So on this play here, Johnson showcases excellent sudden movements and solid body control in maintaining a low center of gravity. This positioning helps him maintain balance doing quick directional changes. By staying low as he moves, he generates power through his legs, enabling him to burst through holes and accelerate past defenders with impressive force. And this type of movement is crucial when navigating tight spaces in the trenches. So we'll go ahead and rock with it. So locking in on Kaleb Johnson, they're running a stretch play on this rep to the left side. He tries to work his way outside that tight end, and he uses a quick stutter step. And the thing is, football family, that can be the biggest difference when it comes down to these reps. And it looked like the defender did get his hands on his legs, so it forced him to turn and remain low to the ground. And with this type of player, that is the position that he loves to be in. If he can be able to stay low, he has enough vision and explosiveness to get chunk plays. And that's part of the reason why he literally lived on highlight reels throughout this past season, finding ways to be able to evade these defenders and make big-time plays. Now, he's not one of the athletes that's going to end up running a 4.3 or a low 4.4, but he does have enough speed to be able to get into position and stress out these defenses. Being a running back, in my opinion, that can be able to play in gap schemes, you can play in zone type of schemes, finding ways to be able to impact these games in all four quarters. But seeing Kaleb Johnson using a sudden movement, finding a way to keep his balance, and storming off to score a touchdown was great to see by the young running back. Here's a rep here where Johnson really shows some serious moves on this play. He's got that natural feel for changing direction and making quick calls on the fly. Even when the tight end did bump into him unexpectedly, he kept his cool and adjusted like it was nothing. And that's pretty smooth when you ask me. The way he weaves through traffic is on another level. He's got those killer instincts to spot gaps and make the most of them, powering through and headed straight to the end zone for 6. So we'll go ahead and split it. So running this play here, they're running a quick draw play. He gets the ball, but watching that tight end, he runs right into him. But what I do like from this running back, he did get hit by that tight end, changed his direction, and still found a way to be able to score a touchdown. Because a lot of these offensive schemes, things like this will happen when it comes down to offenses. The tight ends might end up making a mistake, as well as the offensive line. But can you be a running back that can make something out of nothing from time to time? And it's not always about being the most athletic player playing that running back position. You got to have the IQ. You got to have the vision to put yourself in the right position. And if you can be able to do that, that's when play action happens and it can open up everything for your offense. But to see him not lose focus, even though he got hit by that tight end and still put himself in position to score a touchdown was fireworks. Going out there and being a complete difference maker. And being a running back who has averaged 6.4 yards per clip this past season and 21 touchdowns, he has been putting in that work. And I'm sure he will do the same once he gets to the league. So this ended up being another solid rep by Kaleb Johnson. Here's another play where Johnson demonstrates exceptional patience and footwork that really showcases his skill set. He stays composed behind his offensive line, carefully reading the developing blocks while maintaining perfect positioning. When the lane finally does open up, his timing is on point, accelerating through the gap with explosive burst. And his ability to transition from patient runner to explosive playmaker in an instant results in a significant gain. This is exactly the kind of energy we want to see from Kaleb Johnson. So let's run it. So locking on this play here, just watching the patience from Kaleb Johnson, just watching the footwork from this player. He's chopping his legs, downloading that defense, and now he's on go. Splitting through both of those defenders, and he gets a chunk play. And with this type of player's talent, he's one of those tough runners. You got to make sure you wrap this player. If you're trying to tackle this guy with your arms, he has the ability to be able to break free, and he has the vision to be able to slice up the field. And literally, he made a name for himself doing these type of plays, being the biggest difference maker on the offense. And once he does get to the league, you will see a lot of those 7 to 10 yard chunk plays. While he does have the ability to move laterally on some clips, he's going to make his money being a north and south type of runner. So if you have those athletic offensive linemen that has the ability to get down to the second level, it will bring the best out of Kaleb Johnson. And one of this player's biggest strengths, he's playing hard to the whistle, not only the first quarter, but once he gets to the fourth quarter, this player really turns up. And it kind of reminds me of Derrick Henry. Once he gets to the end of these games, he finds ways to keep punishing these defenses, getting their offense in position. And being 6 foot, 225 pounds, he has the perfect size to be able to carry the load. But seeing him going out there and getting busy on this rep was great to see. Here's another rep where Johnson demonstrates his ability to maintain a low pad level while exploding through gaps. His combination of staying close to the ground and generating explosive power makes him a nightmare for defenders to tackle. So let's run it. So running this play here, you see he's running a quick counter, waiting for his offensive lineman to form, and he splits right in between the gridiron. And the thing is with this kind of player, if you can stay low like this and knife right in between these defenses, this is how you can be able to take that next step at the next level. Because there will be times where these defenders, they collapse, but can you be one of the impact players that can go out there and make a difference when it matters most? And he did just that this past season. It's not always about going out there and picking up a running back in the first round. You can find talent in the second round, the third round, the Kyron Williams of the world, and even players like Austin Eckler when he first came out, because he was undrafted. It just shows that you can find big-time difference makers all throughout this draft, and I believe with a guy like Kaleb Johnson, he is definitely one of them. Because as this season was going on, every time I was looking at the highlights, he was always jumping off the screen. Whether if it was running in between the tackles, running out in the perimeter, making big-time splash plays, he was going out there and getting it done. So good rep by Kaleb Johnson, staying low and splitting right in between that defense and making another big-time play. One crucial aspect of playing running back is that you need to be more than just a good runner. You also need to be an effective blocker. Johnson shows this skill in this clip, using his vision to identify the rusher attacking the quarterback. He executes a solid block, riding the defender outside the pocket to give his quarterback time to throw. So let's run it. So locking on this play here, he looks to the left, then he quickly looks to the right. The thing is, you got to scan the entire field when it comes down to these rushers, getting his hands on a defender and riding them outside the pocket. And sometimes all it takes for you to be able to stop these defenders is just laying a body on these guys. And that bought enough time for the quarterback to make a solid throw to the tight end. And the way I judge a lot of these running backs or any position in the NFL, what are you doing when the ball is not coming your way? Are you playing to the whistle and doing what you're assigned to do? Those are the type of players that you want on your team. So solid rep by Kaleb Johnson, finding a blitzer and completely washing him out this play. Now with a player like Kaleb, he does show some good plays when it comes down to blocking, but there are a lot of things that he can work on as well. It's not perfect in that department. Looking at this clip here where Johnson engages in contact with the defender, but fails to maintain his block. This missed block allowed the defender to break free and generate pressure on the quarterback. A blocking error that needs to be cleaned up once he gets to the next level, because you do not want your quarterback getting blasted. So let's run it. So looking at this play here, just watching that edge defender, he's rushing to the outside and Kaleb steps up. He engages in contact, but completely lets this player go. Usually when you're playing that running back position, if you know that this defender is a threat to be able to get to the quarterback, you got to keep your hands on him. So he was able to close in and put the press kit on the quarterback, forcing him to throw the ball completely out of bounds. But playing that running back position, mistakes will happen, but you have to find ways to not allow these defenders to get their hands on the quarterback. So if he wants to be a true 3-down back in this league, he's going to have to be able to block on top of being a threat as far as catching the ball. He made a few plays as far as catching the ball, but I didn't see enough from this player. So there are things he needs to work on for sure. But as far as his blocking, I'm not saying that every single player is like this. Just looking at this rep here, you see he's out in the perimeter. The quarterback, he's scrambling to the right side, and Kaleb Johnson is leading the way. So I like to see the effort when it comes down to this running back, but getting down to the technique things consistently is what matters when it comes down to blocking. So if he can be able to focus on getting better at that, on top of the things that he already does well, it's going to make this player that much more better. But despite needing some refinement in his blocking technique, Johnson's high energy running style and overall skill set makes him an exciting prospect. His combination of vision, power, and determination should translate well to the NFL, where he has the potential to develop into a reliable and impactful player. So on this final play here, Johnson has proven himself to be an effective goal line scorer, consistently powering through for touchdowns when his team needs crucial yards. This goal line effectiveness should translate well in the NFL, where teams value backs who can consistently convert in short yardage situations. So let's run it. Locking on this play here is a draw play. He gets the ball and he knifes right into the end zone, scoring a touchdown. And with this player's talent, it seemed like he was doing this week in and week out. A lot of these running backs in the NFL, they do not have that toughness once they get into the goal line to score like this. So being one of the top rushers in touchdowns in college football really says a lot about this player. So this is another skill set that this player can utilize once he gets drafted this year. And if you know a player is scheme versatile, you can use them in gap and zone running schemes, on top of being a workhorse back who has the ability to be able to carry a heavy load. You have to go get these players. And with Kaleb Johnson, he went out there and proved it this past season, football family. So it's going to be good to see how it all plays out with a lot of these running backs. You do have a lot of talent that's out there with the Trey Hendersons out there in the world. You have Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton. The list goes on and on when it comes down to this running back position. But we all know by watching the NFL this past season, a lot of those running backs went out there and made a difference. So I honestly think that the running back position is back and in full effect. But to see a player like Kaleb Johnson, the vision, running in between the tackles, what this player could be able to do in the perimeter, being a leader on and off the field, and most importantly, going out there, being tough and being consistent. I think that he has the potential to be a big-time impact player, and it's going to be exciting to watch. So comment below and let me know what you guys think about Kaleb Johnson, and who else do you guys want me to break down just like this video. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because the way the YouTube algorithm works, if you don't hit it, you'll miss out on fire updates and the best football film sessions on YouTube. All right, football family. Talk to y'all soon. Gone.